craft brews and casual conversations on a beautiful, beautiful morning. As you see, well, you can't see, but you can imagine two men looking at each other across the way, locking eyes in digital formats, thoroughly aroused and ready to go. One has a caffeinated beverage. The other one does not have a caffeinated beverage. It is a mere fake caffeinated beverage with the calf taken out because he is a complete and utter loser, failure, who can't even handle the stresses of life, let alone caffeine. The brews are flowing, and it's not Folgers, because the best part of waking up, I don't even know. You just gotta pray it's a Saturday or a Sunday, and you don't have to work. So 5 out of 7 days, waking up just blows. What do you say?
You're about to hear the greatest show of your life.
Dude.
Dudes with Brews on a porch with Rob and Drew.
Good morning, Robert. How are you doing
Good morning.
on this fine...
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. We are here. It's a Sunday morning. We got the cup of Joes going on. Probably the same ones we had the last time we did this on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, coffee tends to be a drink of habit.
Do you switch up your coffee, or do you tend to stick with the same brand?
I stick with the same brand, but I don't buy the coffee. So sometimes I get Colombian, sometimes I get what's called Intensio. That's what I'm drinking today.
Okay.
I don't know what. There's also they're all Italian. There's a bunch of Italian words, and I'm just Colombian. I don't know why they just decided to do Colombian and a bunch of. But I don't know what any of them mean, so I just drink them.
You're drinking the boobity mix. Oy.
I drink the coffee.
I have to figure out, I have to find a decaf, flavored coffee or something, because, I'm just drinking this great value decaf sludge, and I don't know if that's doing it for me anymore. I put a little bit of this in there, like some protein drink, but I don't know. I got to look at Bones or something. Bones coffee is really good, but it's really expensive, and I don't know what their decaf versions are like, if they got the flavors in there or not, but that's really an untapped market. The decaf, I think, is just you get this, you have 800 different flavors in certain companies, and then, decaf. It's kind of like the men's department at Target, where you go to the men's clothing area and you get 5% store coverage, whereas
Standard blue t-shirt and pants.
Yeah, there's really not much to pick from, but you go to the kids section, or you even go to the women's section, and they got endless options. It's how is a man supposed to dress in style when it's not available to him? And Target's pushing right now this let's go back to the 1970s type of vibe. This nostalgic, or this antique type of situation, and I'm not about it. So I guess
No, I'm not about that either.
I'll put on my t-shirts and my athletic shorts and continue to look like a Midwestern hobo.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say or a standard Wisconsinite.
Yeah, I guess.
Minus the flannel. You don't do flannel, do you?
No, I do have I have one flannel shirt that I don't even wear, but it could be all right. It'll be all right, but that's how we go. We talked not that long ago, and now we're back, and we have to try to cover the time that is entertaining and the and all that. But thankfully, the government seems to be doing some things for us, giving us content to talk about. Obviously, big thing happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner yesterday. We don't need to address that really, but what's really like crazy, well, that is crazy too, you know, people with guns and all that kind of stuff, but the would-be UFO whistleblower died of an accidental drug overdose after agreeing to testify to Congress the other day. And in the world... Go ahead.
Well, you sent me that the other day. I'm going to let you go on the story a little bit, and then I'll give you my take on what you sent me, because I'm interested in something about this.
Well, just like in the world of like watching the X-Files and all that kind of stuff, like I feel like this would be a Rob/Fox Mulder, because you're one and the same situation where we need to put ourselves into the investigation somehow. We'll phony up some credentials and we'll flash a quick badge.
They do that quite a bit.
Do they?
There's an episode where it's coming up, I think, for you. It is one of my favorite episodes, but I think it's a little bit later in season 2, actually, where like Mulder gets Scully in to see some like patient that's dying, and he's like, I got you a clearance code. They won't let me in.
Mm-hmm.
But because of your medical background, I got you a clearance code. And she goes in, and then like she's like, who is this man? And dot dot dot. And then like the head doctor comes in, and she's like, let me see your badge. This code's invalid. It's like, I think this happened in Star Wars.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure that's how they got on the Death Star.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but
I didn't know doctors had like clearance codes that like another doctor could look at and be like, oh, this is an old code, but it checks out.
Right. But for this dude, so he died at his home. I guess. Oh, this happened way back in 2024. So I don't know why it's just like getting out there now.
Cover up.
Yeah, from a lethal...
because the first whistleblower that was going to blow the whistle on the whistleblower getting potentially murdered, he had an accidental drug overdose as well. So it took an extra year for the story to come out.
Yeah, it says he died of a mixture of essentially alcohol and a bunch of pills would be the case. And someone out there says like this is a grave concern, a Republican no less, said the matter for investigation to the FBI this was implications for national security even in the world of UFOs. So it's raising some concerns about potential foul play and safety for other members involved in this matter. I think actually, there was I heard something along the lines of there was like a group of 11 people who had UFO knowledge, and a bunch of them are now dead. And they died in like the last like handful of years. I think this guy was one of them.
But this is what doesn't make sense to me. I think it's pretty well on the record at this point that UFOs exist, that Congress knows about it, that the world knows about it, that major leaders know about it. So what makes this guy what was his testimony going to be that was so shocking? It's like they've already come out and said, yeah, UFOs are real. I mean, the aliens are probably real.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now, as soon as they say that, this is the problem with my brains and whatever. It's like, as soon as they come out and go, oh, UFOs are real and aliens are real, we need to make a space force. Then I go like, I don't think aliens are real anymore. I think they're using this to get government funding, black budget ops, so that they can funnel money into their own damn pockets on the backs of our paranoia about alien invasion.
Yeah.
Just like they did in Vietnam. I just joking. I don't think that's how they did in Vietnam, but you know what I mean? Like, I go like, okay, they're going to use the paranoia, the alien paranoia that they ultimately fuel, whether it's real or not. I mean, it could be real. I mean, try to cover it up this way, try to cover it up that way. I mean, it would be ingenious if they actually like staged a UFO crash in Roswell, released it as a UFO crash with aliens on board, just to retract it the next day, so that they could then start this whole thing. But some people see humanity in the way that it works, and they go like, "This will absolutely work." Like if you go back and watch some episodes like the Twilight Zone, like those writers understood the human condition so well that they knew that was like that kind of mentality, or that kind of like planting of ideas will create a brush fire in terms of a whole common culture, and then that's a way to control people. So, and like, but I just don't understand why it was like I don't know. I don't remember if it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's so crazy that it's already 2026, but they definitely came out and just told us like, this stuff is real.
Yeah.
And now we need to, you know, be ready for this and for that. So why are they killing people that are trying to come out and be like, yeah, it's real? They've already admitted.
They're saying at least 10 of the scientists and researchers tied to this neurospace defense and kind of like U.S. nuclear work have either gone missing or have died in the span of from 2022 to now. So 4 years. A lot of these people worked in like, you know, these sensitive top secret areas. But of course they're saying like, oh, no evidence found linking the cases together. And each case has different circumstances. So sometimes it's a missing person. Sometimes they died of an illness, of a homicide or a suicide. But it's like, of course, they're going to, you know, if you're thinking
of it, makes it even more suspicious.
Right. Of course, if you're trying to cover up something and you're trying to block information out there and you don't want to be labeled as a conspiracy, you're going to do things in different ways. And anyone can just label, like the coroner who has his pockets lined with some of this, you know, some of this information or some of this prestige. Anybody can, oh yeah, he died because he was sick. Oh,
did you just shorten the word procedure to prestige? What are you up to today? Got a prestige to do?
No, I didn't say that.
I thought you did. I'm sorry. I was like, when did we start doing that?
Oh, no. I said with prestige, I think.
Prestige. Okay. All right. I had to address it because now I'm conspiracy minded and I'm worried you've been snatched and traded out for somebody else.
Maybe. But, I mean, in 4 years, yes, a lot of people pass away in 4 years, but is it a lot of people connected to this big thing covering all this type of stuff? Is that common?
Well, Mulder would Mulder would say that that's too much to be a coincidence.
Right.
You know, if coincidences are just coincidences, why do they feel so contrived? I think you would say.
I love too how news outlets will throw things out like, oh yeah, these people were labeled whistleblowers, but there's no proof of that. Well, of course, because they're dead. Yeah.
Well, and you bring up a good point. This is the thing that in this day and age, especially in the last 15 years of our lives, and you know what, it goes back. I was honestly just reading. I mean, I used to go back and read the old like 1800s newspapers and stuff because you can find them. There's a website where you can like go find any paper from anywhere in the country from any time period. It's pretty cool, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe cool is the wrong word. All right. I hear people's judgment of the word cool in regards to reading old newspapers, but there's some, it's like these ideas go back to they go back to the beginning of written word, like in reality, like I'm sure, you know, like Adam was like Cain and Abel. They've got nothing to worry about. These kids. They've got, you know, like They don't. It's and they. I'm trying to get the words out as early. I'm sorry. But when it comes down to this idea of like the coroner and what he says, do you believe it? That's where you get into who you label the conspiracy crazies, because some people trust the coroner, some people trust the FBI investigation, some people trust the president, some people, it's like some people trust the media. The people who don't, they get labeled as crazy, as they always have. Those are the people that end up living in the streets and shaking their fists at the sky. But when you really ask yourself the question, like, all right, I'm reading an article that says that the coroners ruled this a suicide, ruled this one a death, ruled this a that. I didn't see any pictures. They could all have been shot in the head for all I know. But like you said, like if the coroner is on the side of covering up the story, he can say whatever he wants to, right, under the guise of what people choose to trust. And I think that's like when you actually start to think about that in terms of all the information that comes at you in any given day, that's how you like fall and prey to being labeled as like kind of a crazy person that's conspiracy minded or that's I don't even know. I mean, most people just go straight to a conspiracy nut, but in reality, it's like, no, I just don't want to take everything spoon fed like a baby. I don't trust I don't trust that there's not a cabal of people. I don't trust that there's not somebody turning screws on somebody and saying, you're going to say it happened this way, or we're going to do this to you. Some people take the stick, some people take the carrot. It's like, here's $1,000, say what I tell you to say. Okay, I need $1,000. Or here's $1,000, say what I want you to say. You can't buy my morality. All right, well then I'm going to torture your family. Say what I want. Okay, it's a horse apiece. Whatever motivates you. Somebody will find it if it's that important. Now is ultimately like there's other beings that are more sophisticated and intelligent than us, or maybe just as intelligent or sophisticated as us, and just as war-minded, coming from other planets. Is that important? Is it important enough to turn screws on people to make that information disappear to the public? That's the question that we all have to ask ourselves. Like, what would the government be willing to do to make sure that we don't panic over some exterior force coming down from above? It's like it used to be the church that you had to worry about, because they reckoned that if you believed in aliens, then you're not believing in God, because their version of God only involves this planet. When you go back to like really early times, when we were first when like the church outlawed astrology essentially, or astronomy.
Yeah. And too, it'd be interesting to talk to some of these coroners where it'd be like, oh, you say this guy, he died of an illness. Oh, what about the bullet in his head?
Yeah.
Oh,
just throw it out there. Just go fishing. Like,
oh, he was dead. We just had to make sure.
Oh yeah. Well, he started to moan, and I'm just a coroner. I'm not a doctor, so I had to take care of it.
Yeah, he actually got lead poisoning. That's what he died from.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's just interesting that that's happening, and now with this correspondence dinner situation, there was a shooting, person got shot, and all this kind of stuff, and immediately, and I don't, whatever, politics aside, but immediately all the MAGA supporters are saying like, need that ballroom now, need that ballroom. And it's like, it's almost just like the story is writing itself. If you're conspiracy minded, I'm not saying, I'm just throwing it out there, that if you're conspiracy minded, it's almost just like writing itself. There's been pushback. There's been questions about this building this massive ballroom on the, taxpayer dime. And now there's a legitimate reason for it. Come on.
Yeah. Well, and that's, fully for them for doing this. I don't put it past them. This is the crazy part. So I'm saying, what would you think your government would do to try and hide the truth about other beings in the universe from you? It's a pretty big topic. we have a president or a government right now that's willing to that I believe truly I believe they'd be willing to fake a shooting so that they could get a fucking ball.
Yeah.
It's like apples and goddamn pebbles in a lake. Like they can't be more different, and one of them can't matter less. I don't care. Make the goddamn ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put your name on it though, because it'll be. I hope it'll be the prerogative of the younger generations and the people coming, and myself included, to push to take anything that he's done and get his name off of it. His name's on the dollar bill now or something like that. All right, well, we just got rid of pennies. Let's get rid of the Trump dollar. I'm fine with that. Mm-hmm. I'll pay more. We're already paying more anyway. What does a dollar get you? Nothing.
Right.
These are the issues that he cares about. My name needs to be on this. I need to make something that stands. People need to remember me. The Trump Kennedy Center, that. It's like people can't afford groceries. People can't afford to live. People can't afford gas. Mm-hmm. And you're playing games. And you care. And I 100% don't put it past this administration to fake a shooting so that they can get a more secure fucking ballroom with gold pillars. Just make the damn thing and fix the gas prices.
Right.
I don't care. It's a ballroom. You already knocked down the east wing anyway, or whatever wing it is, west wing. It must be the east wing. They didn't knock down the other one. But it's just like, who cares about it? We spend trillions. Make your ballroom, but get some other shit done. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong to think that way, or do I sound like a crazy person?
I think you sound like Fox Mulder, and he's always right. He is always correct. So going forward, because I see the tie so much now, whatever tangent you go on and whatever things you say, I believe you now 100%. I will no longer be.
You can't do that. He needs Scully to be questioning.
He needs the other side to keep him grounded.
Yeah, he needs something he needs the wall to hit the ball off of so he can play the game.
I don't think I can ever get behind your homelessness tangent of how you're going to be homeless one day. I don't think I can get behind. I don't think I can get behind that, and I don't know that I can ever recreate that moment. I'm like, you legitimately think this? Like, you're out of your fucking mind.
I still think it that way, man. It's if I end up that way, I'll embrace whatever life brings it to, throws at me. So yeah. Once you have nothing to care about, then it's like, all right, give me a stitch. All I need is a crate, and I will stand on the corner and do my thing.
Yeah, but it was I don't know. It's just crazy times, but I try to be level-headed, and I try to look at things with an open lens, but call me a crazy conspiracy theorist, but it just, some things just seem like this is just too much to be accurate. Like people are intervening, things are being planned, people are dying for the cost of a deranged orangutan in, the top clown is leading this fucking circus. And it's just absolutely, and it was like anyone with, I feel like, should like question it, regardless of what side that you're on. Like, when I think of, I tend to vote blue. I think that's pretty obvious. I think that's pretty, what I do. But when it comes to like, when, looking at like the Epstein files, I think Bill Clinton was a part of it, and I think he should be held accountable. And like, he had like this like little smile when he was getting interviewed about stuff, and it's like, bro, you're disgusting. Like, I think you should be held accountable, and I know you're denying the accusations. Of course you're going to. Who wouldn't? Because of in those files, because it's horrible, and you don't want people to know who you really are. But like, it's just like, I'm not. So I'm like,
well, yeah, you don't even need to go to the Epstein files to find a lot of bad press on Bill Clinton through his, younger years. I'm not even talking just about the Lewinsky thing, but it goes back to his college days and things. He's now, I haven't gone and looked at that stuff, but I say yes. I mean, if everybody's in that, if everybody's in the files, burn the whole damn thing down,
Right.
to take everybody that it's like, these are, if you can do what they're talking about
Mm-hmm.
to people, then you don't deserve to be anywhere near anything.
Right.
We've thrown people in jail for life because they smoke weed.
Right.
But you're running the government, and you've obliterated lives,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be actually or mentally or metaphorically. Like, overall, the ripple effect doesn't, it can't be measured. If you know, like, when you talk about this thing. So, and I think that's the difference. Is like, there's people that legitimately on the other side, they just can't believe, in the face of everything, they can't believe that their people are in the fight.
Right.
And it's like, I can absolutely believe that. I'm blue, red, green, whatever. I don't think anybody's above being a human being and doing some bad shit.
Right. Yeah. Bad people exist.
You know, it's like, these are politicians. That's their job, is to be able to look at people and lie to them.
Mm-hmm.
without remorse. That is their job, because the government, you can't just say everything that the government's doing. It's just, there's over 300 million people in this country, and there's over 200 countries on the planet, and there's an inner working in a web of things that most people aren't going to understand. They're just not. There's no point in even trying. But when it comes to this kind of thing, I have no doubt in my mind that the only reason that it's stayed where it is because people on both sides, going back as far as probably before Epstein. Epstein's probably just the first guy to make a log of this shit. You know, it's like, this stuff goes back
Right.
a lot further, in my opinion. You don't just have, like, all of a sudden in the 1990s, like, all of a sudden a bunch of people get together and go like, hey, this guy's peddling children. Do you want some of this? Like, yeah, I never thought about that before. No, it's like, it's a power move that goes back to the age of kings, you know, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's disgusting and grotesque, and yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to the question that you posed.
Yeah, this is not a good way to start the morning. God, I'm like hot. My ears hurt.
You posed the question yesterday of who would be the pallbearers at my funeral. Who would be the pallbearers? And you were in a situation where, yeah, there's 6 people, right? You have 5 brothers. Mm-hmm. Who gets that number 6 spot?
I'm telling you, this is why I'll walk out in the woods and just dig my own hole. I don't know how to choose the 6th person. Maybe. I guess, like, in my best fantasy, I'll outlive my brothers and not have to make any choices at all. It'll be 6 strangers.
Or just, like, order a really long casket, just so you can add a few people.
Oh, just get like, he's got 12.
Yeah. Just I need a double wide casket, or a double length. You couldn't get through the door if it was double wide, but yeah.
Just turn it. Just flip it however you got to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I've thought about my own mortality, but not really like the funeral aspect. I have wondered, like, who would show up, because I'm kind of fascinated by that, because, you know, I've experienced some death, unfortunately, and of people that were my age, and you kind of see when you're at these funerals, you see these people come out of the woodworks a little bit, and you're just like, where you been? Why? You know, and I shouldn't question anybody. Obviously there was a connection with that person at some point in time. They're coming to pay their respects. They're coming to, like, kind of get that final goodbye. I shouldn't poo-poo that. But I was just like, for me, I'm just like, who is going to pretend that they gave a shit about me to now come to my funeral and act like I was a part of their life? Because I would be annoyed by that.
And I truly believe that that's why your spirit will haunt the planet after you die, is just so you can see who decided to try to make themselves look like they were your real friend at your funeral.
Right.
And then you're going to float around for an eternity going, That guy never called. He never called while I was alive.
You never answered my text.
Yeah, and then you'll knock a cup off a counter and
Their prized cup. Ah, your favorite morning mug. It's gone. Psha! Yeah.
I bet you more in this mug more than you more in me, for real.
Yeah. I wonder. And like, I have my thoughts on like a couple people who I think would come and be like, who maybe, you know, maybe they're just verifying that it's me. And so they can find
yeah,
peace.
there's so many Drew G's in that town that
yeah,
you gotta go make sure it's the bearded one.
Make sure it's they're just verifying that I'm dead because they don't like me. There's some people out there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah. There's some people out there that have some problems with me.
I don't think anybody hates you though.
Oh, I think I can give you 2 people that hate me. I'll tell you about it off mic though, and it's solely because I helped shed some truth. And
yeah, that does tend to do it. That's why nobody hates me. I'm a liar.
That's great. But yeah, I don't really know who would be my pallbearers. For sure my brother and you, Trevor, Ryan, Matt, Adam. So that's like what? Is that 5?
Me, Trevor, Ryan, your brother. That's 6, man. You got 6.
All right. Well, yeah.
It's so easy for you.
Pending they're alive.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Is like we're talking about if this happened tomorrow, but
yeah.
I mean, and honestly, to me, like I know there's certain people that would obviously know if like say I passed away or something, but I'm okay with like the trickle down effects where it's just like, you know, 5 years later somebody says like, whatever happened to this guy? Oh, he died like 5 years ago.
He's dead.
Really? He's dead? Yeah. Like I'm okay with that just being like that just happening for a while after I'm gone, not like a bunch of people like showing up and being like, "Oh, you knew him too, huh?"
Right.
Remember we never got haircuts right? Yeah, I do remember that about him. You know,
Rob died? Oh, how? Oh, I'm not sure. All right. Anyways, I'll get a number 2.
Exactly.
Yeah, I haven't thought like I don't know. I don't even know what. I don't know that I would want a funeral. Like I would want like a rager, like a party. Get
it's
someone.
It's easy to say that, but
it's hard to. Of course. I mean, like bring someone in, get some turntables, play some of my records from my record collection, listen to some tunes, you know, and get some kegs and have a good time.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool.
Well, we're in the unique position that you know, like if somebody cared enough after we pass, they could take this podcast and cut together some stuff, and that'd be kind of a weird thing to have at a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Is you talking over the speakers?
Yeah.
I mean, you could cut together Drew's best hits, and then it's just like it's not going to be I think that would make it a sad occasion.
Yeah.
As I feel like you actually want it to be. You say you want people to party, but I know your ghost is going to be standing there going like, not one tear? Nobody?
People would forget quickly. You know, they'd be sad for the moment, and like a week goes by, and they're like, all right, we're.
You'd be surprised. I just wrote something that kind of was me looking back on you know, the friends that I've lost, and it's still it hits people. It comes in waves. I mean, we've both lost people, friends. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's like I mean, I'm going on. God, I don't know how long since. I try not to remember death days. Like I know people that like they remember people on the day that they died, and that I try and forget that stuff. I don't really like birthdays. I don't really like the idea of death days, but there are days where the people that I've you know that I used to consider very good friends that are gone hit me. You know, whether it's a phrase that they said or just like a memory and something, and like it always comes back.
Oh, for sure. Stuff, you know? Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, even with my, you know, with my dad, I ate at the, I ate at a restaurant yesterday that the last time I was there was with my dad, and like we sat, like we even got put it at the same table, and I'm just like, you know, and it just like hits you in different ways.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the other side of that coin is that life goes on. That's what you learn as you age, and that's why I feel like as you get older, you get that more like narrow-mindedness of like, you know, these like the things that some people are focusing on don't actually matter, you know. And it's like because life just goes on. There's no when you're young, you always think you have a safety net. You always think you have a place to go back to. You always think that you have, you know, it's more about you. And then it's like the world kind of beats you down eventually, and you're like, I'm just a cog in the wheel, you know. Like if I can't pay for food tomorrow, then I don't eat. It's not, nobody's giving it to me, you know. Like that's, a lot of people think they deserve stuff in this life, and it's like, I think back to the times of like peasants and kings, like before there was like a real governing body that cared about people, or that tried to with programs and all that stuff. And like, yeah, people would just probably starve in the field if they couldn't work, if they couldn't create, if they couldn't produce. If they were a drag of society, they were cast out, and then they either figure out how to scavenge, or they die, and they're lost to history, and that's just the way it is. I mean, we still have that happening. I mean, I live in a city where there's people living on the streets and probably dying on the streets every day. You just don't hear about it because there's not an obituary section in the newspaper anymore, because there's no newspaper anymore.
Right, unless you go back to the archives of the 1800s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can go back and find it.
You should see like what, I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of it, but like what similarities of problems that people were facing back then versus now. And it'll look a little different, but I think a lot of it is going to be similar.
There was back in like 1804, there was like a feminist newspaper that was citing all the same things, like, oh, women don't have this, don't have this, don't have this. They're the same arguments that are being made today. Now, I would argue that things have changed quite a bit for women,
of course,
since 1804. But just because, like, as we gain things, we still think we haven't gotten enough. Like, because once you have it, then you go like, well, why not this? Why not that? It's a step forward every time. I'm not saying that women shouldn't be, you know, fighting for what they deserve. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it's interesting because you go back to the Reagan era, you go back to the Nixon era, the same arguments were being made of, you know, for Democrats versus Republicans, and how crooked this person was and how bad they were. And it's the end of, they're gonna ruin the whole thing. That goes back, you know, all the way to Lincoln. It goes back, you know, it's like all the same arguments. Now the lines have slowly been moved to the right. So it's like what used to be a liberal back then is now a conservative. And there's a new type of liberal that's taken the place. And the conservative has become the ultra-conservative. And, you know, it's like the lines move, but the arguments stay the same. And it is very interesting. That's why going back and looking at that stuff is worthwhile, because it kind of gives you perspective. Because I mean, I remember when I was in my 20s going like, George Bush is going to destroy everything, so why should I care? I mean, we went from, you know, having money in the budget, like a surplus in our government, to a massive deficit. We went from having rights to having nothing, in my opinion, as a 20-year-old, you know, like after 9/11. And it was just like, no, why care about my financial future when we just pissed $1 trillion down the toilet into a deficit that we're never going to come back from? Is the United States ever going to pay back their debts? Who do they even own? And that's, you get that mindset right at 18, and then it kind of screws you for life, because here I am, you're raising my fist at the sun going, why is it so bright out here? Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. You know, like, you just need to learn to accept it.
That's called doomerism. It's a new term, actually. I just talked about it on a radio bit. Doomerism is when you have this thought that everything is awful, nothing you can do will change that everything is awful, so why bother? And I was like,
yeah, well, they used to have a word for that too. I think it was called nihilism. Everything doesn't need to be given a new updated term.
Yeah, I
But
suppose.
now here I am. Now here I am shaking my fist at the younger generation for making up words. Like I can't stop them.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. Like, to be fair, I was reading it and I was like, of course on the radio, I'm like, oh yeah, you don't want to be a doomer. And I'm thinking in my head, oh God, I've said these phrases
Yeah.
many times.
Well, sadly, I think it's smarter to be a doomer than it is to be a I don't know, bloomer. What would you call being upbeat and happy and going like looking around at the world and being like, it's all pretty peachy.
Yeah,
I spend half my hour's wage on the gas it takes for me to get here. Like,
yeah, gas is getting crazy, bro. I don't even want to think about it.
I don't even drive, and I'm like, it's gotten so high that I'm talking about gas. I haven't been to it. I don't go to the gas station, but it is something that I notice, and you're going to see it in all your goods and services that require gas. So it's like, but yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting, because if that was a word back in 2006, I would definitely have been considered a doomer.
Mm-hmm.
As an 18-year-old, it's there's no ifs, ands, or buts, but it also like eventually you get the perspective that this place just goes on. Like if all the buildings were torpedoed today, tomorrow there's still going to be rubble, and the sun will still shine, there'll still be oxygen, and there'll still be life. So there's it's like you still got to think about tomorrow a little bit, but in terms of like financial stuff, yeah, I kind of got that chip on my shoulder. Like, well, if they can just rack up a bunch of debt, like, and I still posit this question to today, and I finally hear some other people talking about it. It's like every country except for Germany owes somebody else a lot of money. Who do they owe? Who owes who? Who's asking for it back?
Right.
It's a false number that's made so that we pay more the deficit's up to 2 trillion, we got to raise taxes. It's just like that's, and now we're right back to like what people would label a conspiracy theory, where it's like they're not paying this money back to anybody. I don't see where it's going. It's like,
well, they'll give
how
back
much
to
money
the
does it cost
corporations
to run our country, and that's what we should pay.
Right. But just like Annie once said, the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar. Because that's all you got.
Yeah. Well, you can bet it, but they're going to go, the payoff's not going to be.
Lose. Yeah. Wow. We're just a couple of doomers drinking coffee on a Saturday or Sunday morning. We should, I don't know, maybe we should go back to the later night schedules because, boy, we are awoken right now. And,
yeah, the coffee hits and it gets crazy.
Gets crazy indeed. And you're sitting in what?
Was it you I was talking to about the clocks? About the
yes.
Because that's the other thing that I'm thinking about too, is that digitizing time so they can manipulate it on the fly. And
yeah.
That's a topic for another podcast, I think. But
we can look into that. We should look into time conspiracies.
Just the idea of it, is kind of interesting.
And I don't think you're far off. Yeah. We talked about that yesterday morning on the phone, not recorded.
Yeah.
Along with Larry Bird. And
yes, I've been watching some Bird highlights again.
Yeah, because you refuse to say LeBron James is the GOAT.
He's not the GOAT. He's nowhere near the GOAT. He's not even top 10. I'm sorry.
He's 10?
Not even top 20.
Top 10?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He's not even. No, he is not top 10.
He's got to be.
Baby. He's a baby. And I live in his city.
Wow, his current one.
Yeah, that's right, because he doesn't have one because he's got no allegiance either. Pride of the ref, pride of the league, trade over here. Oh, I got championships for these 3 cities. Yeah, well, how about you have a little bit of loyalty? Champion yourself, dude.
Well, we'll see what happens with Giannis. Yeah. Is he going to stick around, champion his city? Champion the city that gave him his...
He's championed the city for long enough. I think he can go if he wants to, and he deserves a championship somewhere. That's at a certain point. You take how long has he been there now? 10 years?
A long time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I worked at that one place for 10 years. I would say I was pretty loyal to them. But at a certain point, you got to think about getting the ring. And I don't think we're going to get it for him this way. And I think we need to rebuild our entire offense.
What if he goes to the Lakers? That'd be crazy.
I'd be happy about that. As long as, I just don't root for LeBron. I mean, he's a good player. He's a good player. I got respect for LeBron, except for his attitude sucks. And he's chasing numbers that it's like, dude, if you didn't get them in the first 10, 15 years of your career, then it don't matter if you get them now because all you have is longevity. And why do you have that? Well, you play in a league that a slap on the wrist is a foul, and you cry to the refs all the time when you don't get the call. So then they give you the call for minor, it's like, I'm sure he's taken some hits, but you go back and watch 90s basketball, 80s basketball, tell me those guys were going to play for 25 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting smashed out of the air, and still making the shot. Like, and I know it's an era-based thing, but to me, basketball is just not that fun to watch anymore. It's fun because of who you watch it with, not because of what the game is. And I could be wrong. I feel like I've heard it shifting back. It's going back a little bit more to what it was. But, man, if you go back and watch those highlights of the 80s Celtics, 80s Lakers, 90s Bulls, like the fervor in the air of the fans, it was palpable even through the videos that you watch. And there was just now it just doesn't feel that way. I just don't feel I feel like people are just playing. They grew up playing basketball so that they can make the big paycheck, not so that they can be in the big moment. And there's a difference with that feeling.
It's because you're a doomer.
I think it is, yeah. Yeah, I'm a doomer on every level, even if it's just basketball.
Dudes with doom.
There we go. That's well, I don't want to be that way. I want the porcupine society to be a positive, uplifting place.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to work on myself.
We'll sit on the porch together and look at the mushroom cloud in the distance with a smile on our face, knowing, well, at least I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, at least I don't need to find that sixth pallbearer.
The world is my pallbearer at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there. So see, there's a positive. You'd be like, oh wow, you really thank you, the end of the world, because you're really saving me some tough conversations with people.
For this last 30 seconds, the stress is just gone. This is nice.
Well, I mean, the positive thing about it is when you pick that sixth person, nobody's going to know until you're dead. So it's not like they can confront you afterwards. They might be able to piss on your grave if that's the route you choose, but you're gone. In true doomer fashion, nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, you wanted to be a pallbearer? The world's a hard place. Sorry.
Should have been better.
Yeah. Should have called more.
Right.
Should have called more.
Yeah. I think it's all fair points and fair assessment. And now we got to survive the rest of the day with these rumblings and these happenings in our mind. And I finished my book. I finished The Troop. I don't have any other books. I bought a Stephen King book a while ago, not knowing it was part of a series. So I'm like, I'm not going to read that one because I got to read the other ones. But I am.
Don't you have House of Leaves? You haven't read that yet. Read it.
I've read some of it. It's just like
I just heard all the air get taken out of your sails.
No, I that is a book I'll come to, but I need like we said, a palate cleanser a little bit from all the murder and the paranormal, which all been great books. All been, some of them pretty like thought provoking and interesting. But I actually think I'm gonna try to find Forrest Gump, and I'm gonna read Forrest Gump.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I've heard it's really funny actually, in that the book he's a little more rough around the edges in the book. He swears, and he still does like all this like awesome stuff throughout history, but it's a little bit of a different vibe. It's not Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard that the book is there's some staggering differences from the movie, but
Yeah, and I've heard it's really funny. Like, and then I'll read. I might read the sequel if I like the first one enough.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
Well, we've got I got the Kings game 4. We're going to it today for
Nice.
the playoffs.
That'll be fun.
It's we're down 3-0 in the series.
Well, that's not fun then.
So this is do or die.
Well, you're going with the lady.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at you guys. You two. Look at you fled the country, or not the country, but the state, to the other side of the country, and you found love. And now you have a thing that you two do on a consistent basis. You go to Kings games. You do this. You got the mimosas. Have you returned to the mimosa place?
No, I was this close, but I didn't pull the trigger. I had somebody that was gonna accompany me because she won't come with me. She's like, you need to go do a recon before we before I come back there with you.
Right.
Yeah.
But look at that. You were a whole new life, a whole new existence has been blossomed from this, leaving the state of Wisconsin. Who knew that an entire state was just holding you back?
Yeah.
It wasn't a you problem. It was the state.
It was the state. Yeah. There's too many trees out there. The fresh air.
Not enough pollution.
Carbon monoxide.
Yeah, you need to go. I need to go somewhere where people's minds have been altered through pollutions and chemicals.
Exactly. Yeah.
There are my people.
Now I feel that.
Right. No, that's great, man. I'm happy for you. I really am. And I mean, I think your first tough situation, your first tough question is going to be who's going to stand up at that wedding, who's going to be the best man.
I don't think about that one. Yeah, that's.
Is that a possible? Is that a thing that you could foresee happening?
I mean, honestly, I can see it happening because I think because I don't want things to end, and I think that that's something that she might want.
You haven't had that conversation?
I mean, we've gotten into it a little bit. I know it's something that she would like is to have the day.
Okay. You should just pose it in a way where like it could be interpreted as a proposal, but also just like a question. Be like, hey, should we be married?
Well, I'm thinking maybe there's a way that we can go through the rigmarole of it, but without all the legality of it, because I mean, we're not having kids, so.
Yeah, and the tax break's not that great.
It's just be a celebration day to get so that she can meet all my family and friends. I can meet all her family and friends, all that stuff. Now I don't know. I'm just talking off the cuff right now because I think she would like the ring. So.
Well, who's your best man? You need to answer that right now.
I can't answer that. I mean, sadly, I know you want me to say. I know what you want me to say. But my older brother's got to be the best man. I mean,
yeah.
He outdates you by 12 years.
All right.
I mean, you don't have the stories of me in North Fond du Lac, like in the trailer park days.
I'll buy a trailer.
But as it stands, yeah, I would, maybe I'd have to do some cheesy co-best man thing or something.
All right. So I would be the other one. I'd be the co-best man.
I did not say that. Don't hold me to that.
The second man.
You'd be in the wedding party.
Not at the end.
No?
No, I would.
Oh, not at the very end. No. You put me on the spot on record here, man. That's my brothers listen to this sometimes, and it's a conversation I got to have with them before I throw words out.
Of course.
It's down the line. It's just that's. I feel like we're looking at moving to a different city now. I just don't see how people do it. Like I'm definitely not going $10,000-$15,000 in the hole in debt.
Yeah.
To pay for it. It's that to me is like that's how marriages end. You start the marriage in severe debt for what you had to pay for the wedding, and now here especially.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, $10,000-$15,000 ain't gonna get you much out here in terms
Right.
of a wedding. So it's like,
Are you still
yeah,
gonna?
I don't.
You said you're gonna move. You'll still be in like the L.A. area, right?
Yeah, we'll be in the valley still,
Okay.
but we just a new opportunity may have presented itself for work and living,
Mm-hmm.
and um, so if that happens, then it'll be nice because it won't be the place that I moved into. It'll be the place that we moved into. So to me, that's just another step forward
Yeah.
in the relationship status.
My child is screaming. My wife is out there, but I feel like I should assist.
No worries. I thought we were going to end before you started cramming best man talk down my throat.
Well, just know I'm not editing any of this out, and it is on record on the internet for all of time, or at least until the world explodes, which could be, as Annie says, tomorrow.
Yes.
linktr.ee/dudes with brews. Linktree to get all the stuff, all the links, all the things, all the stuff. Follow us on the platforms and watch the X-Files. I haven't watched an episode lately. I'll try to knock one out tonight and read books and, figure out who's going to carry your casket as you depart this world. Think about it.
Think about it now.
All right.
It's on its way.
Oh, God.